What's up, beach lover? What's up, everybody in the live? So tonight we're gonna talk about homelessness, being a new trend, homeless while living in your car. I'm just starting to see this on TikTok a lot, and trust and believe me when I say I totally understand. How hard it is out here. Trust me when I say that it is. It's hard out here. Inflation is very high. We're going through a silent recession. A lot of people are actually suffering financially. And some people have got to the point where they struggle so hard, you know, that they end up living in their vehicles or sleeping on the streets or sleeping in tents, sleeping in hotel rooms and things like that because rent is definitely high. Um, and be respectful in a live stream or you will be removed. Trust me, you will be removed. Um, now I will have a separate video on my story time of how I became homeless and how I overcame homelessness. I know how it feels. I know what it's like. I know. I've been homeless before, living in my car, and I had to be homeless for 2.5 years, unfortunately. Before that, I was homeless at the age of 16. I had nowhere to go. I was kicked out, left out on the streets with no shoes, walking in the snow. It was freezing cold outside with just my socks on, you know. Um, so be respectful in a live stream or you will be removed. What's up, DA? Anybody that's listening, you can stay and you can listen. But if you don't want to hear nothing that I'm saying, you can literally leave. This gonna be my first example. Enos, he's my first example. Enos is the first example. We don't have time for the kitty games. So anyway, I'm gonna do a separate story time on that, but I just want to talk about this because I've been seeing a lot of women living in their cars while homeless. They posting it on TikTok, you know. Um Kevin, bye. Thank you for your time. Your little 5 seconds of fame. But I'm seeing it on TikTok, I'm seeing it on YouTube, and it seemed like ever since the singer In Vogue came out talking about how she was homeless, living in her car, a lot of women, I don't know if they was inspired by it or I don't know if this has been going on before her, but it seemed like when she talked about it, a lot of women started talking about it and showing it off all on social media. So I get it. I get that, it's a struggling moment. Trust and believe we all going through the struggle right now. A lot of people is, some people ain't. Some people ain't even feeling this, silent recession. Um, but a lot of us can feel that inflation has went up, everything skyrocketed, rent, your bills, groceries, all of that. We understand. But what I don't understand about a certain part of this is the fact that females are, it's like the newest trend to them. It's like, they're testing it out. It's like they want to test it out and see, you know, what it's like to be homeless. They want to see how it feels and how much attention they can get. And I had to talk about this because one of the content creators that I watch, he had spoke about this on one of his live streams a few days ago. Excuse the noise in the background, y'all. That's the washing machine. Hopefully you can hear me. But there was a content creator that talked about this a few days ago, and I felt the need to talk about this as well because he showed the clips of these females just showing off how they living in their vehicles, homeless. This chick talking about who said that you can't get cute while homeless. Girl, a lot of people did. Why are you even worried about your image still while you homeless? Why? You ain't really struggling then. If this is a show off moment for you, if this is just let me show it all off on social media type thing, then you ain't really feeling that homelessness. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't call yourself homeless if you ain't really struggling. Please don't. Because there's people out here with real options while they homeless. You got people offering you a place to live. You got multiple streams of income while living in your car. That was a choice and an option for you. It was either, man, let me go live in my car and be homeless or whatever so I can save some money, you know, or let me go live with this person or whatever like that. It's people out here that's claiming to be homeless, but they still got a lot of support. They still got a lot of options. See, when me and my husband was homeless, for instance, we didn't have no support whatsoever. We had no options. We was really out here, really homeless. We had to figure it out. We had to really figure it out and figure out how we about to do this, how we about to do that, how we gonna have somewhere to sleep for the night, how we gonna be able to eat. If you don't have to worry about that and you sitting up here going to 5-star restaurants, dining in and showing off your plate, talking about how you saving a lot of money, not living in the crib, but you claiming to be homeless. Then you cleaning your makeup brushes in the sink, putting your wigs and lashes on, going out here still dating and stuff like that. But you claiming to be homeless. Why is this such a trend? I don't understand. It's nothing to play with. Homelessness is not funny. And it's nothing to play with. And it's not entertainment. It's not. Why are y'all using yo why are y'all using you being living in your car as entertainment? It's not entertainment. It's nothing to brag about. It's nothing to show off. When I was homeless, I was hurt. I was traumatized. I didn't have no friends. I didn't have no family. The only person I had was God, myself, and my husband. That was it. That was it. I didn't have no one else. Nobody in my corner. Nobody to say, "Hey, you wanna come stay with me until you get back up on your feet." Nobody that can say, "Hey, you wanna have your clothes here in my house until you able to, find you somewhere to go for real. That way you can come and get your clothes." Didn't have nobody like that. I couldn't even afford a storage unit until later on down the line through the homelessness when I finally was able to afford a storage unit. And then I ended up taking my stuff out of storage and then I ended up owing them and I couldn't even afford to pay them. It was times where I I didn't know how I was gonna sleep because I was getting too uncomfortable in the car. I tried my best to make it work. I had sleepless nights. I had nights where I was extremely hungry and I couldn't call on nobody to help me to get some food because help was exhausted. It should never got to that point because it's like, if you're going to really sincerely help somebody because you really care about them, then you're going to really be there for them and be in a corner and really help them. But my help was exhausted. People got tired of helping me. How can you get tired of helping somebody, but you claiming to help them? You running around telling people that you help them. You ain't help me if you complaining about helping me while I'm asking for help. You ain't help me. People swear up and down when you homeless, if they give you $5 or $10, $5 or $10 to help you out of homelessness for the rest of your life. They complain at the same time while they giving you the money though. And it's like, bruh, keep your money. I don't even want it no more. All help ain't good help. All help ain't good help. People swear up and down they giving you the blueprint of how you should live your life while being homeless, but whole time they ain't never been homeless a day in their damn life. Never in their life have they ever had to sleep on the streets, on the bench at the park. They ain't never had to sleep in a tent. They ain't never had to sleep in a car. They swear up and down they got the blueprint to homelessness, but they never experienced it a day in their life. I hate people like that. But to the people that's really, to the women out here that's really using this as like entertainment and as a trend, it's not funny and it's not fun. And I just want to say, how would you feel if you actually lose everything that you got? For real. Because it's real homeless people out here that's sleeping on the streets and that's really sleeping in their cars that really need help. They're not recording this for entertainment purposes. This shit is not a game and it's not funny. You ain't even really struggling though. To really claim that you homeless is diabolical to me. And you're not even really experiencing the struggle. You don't even know how it feels to really be homeless, bruh. You don't know how it feels to put bags up to your windows because you ain't got no tent on your car. You don't know how it feels to have a broken down vehicle and to experience nights where you have to really bundle up. You gotta have your coat on. You gotta have plenty of socks and pants and everything on. You don't know how that feels for real. To have to ask somebody for a blanket or something. You don't know how it feels to to have to ask somebody, can you see a pillow or something like that so you could sleep comfortably? And they tell you no. So now you got to use your backpack and put your extra coat that you had on top of your backpack to use it as a pillow in the back seat. You don't know how that feels. And I'm tired of y'all playing with this homeless situation, recording it and everything. I get it that you want to have like you want to show the world what you're going through because maybe potentially you could possibly get some help. I have seen real homeless people out here that has a phone, that has a YouTube account, that's able to record their situation so they can reach out for help. Because trust and believe me, when you homeless, you lose a lot of family, friends. Shit, you can even call 311 and try to get somebody to help you. Can I get a in a shelter? Can you help me out? Get a hotel voucher or something, and they tell you no. Then the shelters can't even accept you. I understand that. I know how that feels. I understand how it feels to be homeless and turn your car on and you on E. I understand how it feels when you homeless and you know you ain't got no job. You can't even afford to get a job. Do y'all not know that before you tell somebody to go get a job, it costs to have a job? Did you not know that? Because you got to make sure you got the real support in your corner. Again, excuse the background, that's the washing machine. But you gotta really, really, really have that real support in your corner. Somebody that's gonna support you. Somebody that's gonna give you some gas money all the way up until you get your first check. Somebody that's gonna make sure you got bus cards and stuff like that so you can get to and from work. It costs. It really does. It costs to be homeless. Sometimes it does, and it damn sure costs to keep a job. I know how it feels to finally get you a job while you homeless, and now you happy because you feel like you on the road to success. And then once you get in the door, you realize like, damn, whole time I ain't even got enough gas in the car to get to and from work until I get my first check. And I can't even contact nobody because nobody's gonna help me. I know how it feels. I've been there. I have been there. And trust me when I tell you, like, it wasn't fun and it wasn't nothing for me to record and put it on social media. Now, I can admit when my homeless situation had first started and I was on my homeless journey, when I first started my YouTube and stuff like that, I did record what was going on, but I took it down and I started my YouTube channel all over from scratch because I didn't want to put that up there. It was too much of like a personal situation for me, and it was like a lot of trauma behind it. Behind my homelessness, it was a trauma. And you want to know why it was so traumatic for me? Because I wasn't just homeless. Me and my husband wasn't just homeless in the car. The thing about it is I was pregnant and homeless. I was pregnant and homeless, and due to so much stress, and not being able to properly sleep and lay down, I ended up giving birth prematurely. I was what, 32 weeks or 33 weeks when I gave birth to my son. Let me move from right here because this is too loud. Okay, that should be better. So, I gave birth to a premature child, and it was and I was still fighting DCFS, CPS, still fighting still to this day. They play a huge role in my homeless situation. DCFS played a really big role in that. You know, um, the lifestyle that I was living while homeless, which is help being exhausted, nobody to rely on, and you know, always upset, always down. It was times where, plenty of times though, where me and my husband actually enjoyed ourselves still. It wasn't like every single day that, we was upset, sad, frustrated, stuff like that. Every single day we wasn't like that. We still like had, some light in us. We still were, it was still times where we was able to be happy. But, when it was time for us to like go back and lay down in the car, it was like, oh my God, you know. But we made the best of it. When we had to put them bags up to the windows and stuff like that, we had our phones fully charged. We had a Netflix account, pulled up Netflix, had some snacks, and we was just chilling, relaxing, trying to stay as positive as possible. But you don't know what it's like to really struggle through homelessness because, like I said, y'all got options. Y'all, majority of these women, they left their homes willingly because they didn't feel like paying rent no more. And I get it though. I understand. We do get nobody wants to live to continue to pay bills over and over and over and over again. But see, y'all are really thinking this stuff is a game, and you thinking it's fun, and you thinking it's entertainment, and it's not. You might as well walk past a homeless person on the street and laugh at them then, if that's the case. And I'm not saying go do that. I'm just saying it sarcastically because it's like Y'all take this stuff as a joke to the point where you're really experimenting with it. You say, you know what? I need to save me some money, which is understandable. I'm about to go live in my car and I'm going to record my life every single day of me living in my car and I'm going to post it. And once you do, of course, you're going to get hundreds and thousands of likes and shares. And everybody is going to be looking for part two, part three, of you being homeless. And come with me while I wash my makeup brushes in the sink at LA Fitness. Come with me while I run my shower water at LA Fitness. Come with me while I go to this 5-star restaurant and eat some good ass food while homeless. Y'all really think this is it's getting out of control. And the fact that y'all are normalizing everything and making everything a trend is diabolical. Definitely diabolical. And then nobody is criticizing these women for the things that they're doing. You want to know why? Because none of these people have actually really been homeless for real. And see, this is the thing to me, right? I'm not knocking nobody for having a job while homeless, because actually that's a blessing. But if you see the videos that I'm talking about, you will see how they're not humble. You will see how they look at this as a laughing matter. You will see how they look at it as entertainment. You will see that. And it's like a slap in the face to people out here that's really homeless. You don't see them laughing and giggling and playing, behind the scenes, showing people what they do, what they like. It's not funny, man. And don't get me wrong, yes, be happy by any means. Be happy, try to stay level-headed through it and stuff like that, but it's still a slap in the face to those people that are actually homeless. Because you out here acting, pretending like you're homeless, but you have more than enough money in your bank account to go buy you a 1-bedroom apartment if you want to. You got a good credit score, all of that. You can do all of that. You can do whatever you want because you have the income. You have the income to be able to get to and from your job every single day. And you already been on your job for a long time. So you ain't got to worry about asking nobody for nothing. You don't know what it's like to really struggle and be homeless. That's what I'm saying. I'm really tired of people. And then you up here dating. You dating while homeless. But you was the same female that'll tell a ninja out here on the streets, oh, you broke as hell. You ain't got no money. You a dirty bum ass dude. But look at you. Sleeping in your car. Talking about how you homeless. Then you wake up in the morning, you go to the gym, you take you a shower, you put your nails on, put your lashes on, put your wigs on, spray perfume on. You done bought you some brand new clothes. You able to keep up the maintenance on your vehicle. But the principle is you just called this guy that really was trying to talk to you not too long ago a dirty bum ass nigga. That ain't got nothing. Look at you. How would you feel if guys turned you down because you told them that you were homeless? How would you feel? And these guys, they sicken me too because they're okay with these type of women. If you homeless living in your car and you actually are struggling, this video is not targeted towards you. This video, this live stream is targeted towards these females out here or anybody that's really playing with this homeless stuff. Trying to act like they out here really struggling. And the whole time, they ass got 2 jobs, a decent ass income to the point where they're able to get them an apartment. And the thing is, you chose to leave your apartment. A lot of y'all asses is money hungry. I'ma just call it how I see it. Y'all money hungry. And you don't care that God blessed you with a roof over your head. You know, you want to be able to keep as much money in your pockets as possible. And it's really just so you could prioritize it wrong. Like I said, I get that we get tired of paying bills and stuff, but people be so ungrateful too, though. They be ungrateful and money hungry. And they want to prioritize their money incorrectly. You want to be able to save up enough money so that you can buy you more wigs, more lashes, more designer, whatever the case may be. Get you a newer vehicle. That's the only reason why you chose the option to be homeless. And then some of y'all are afraid to struggle. You afraid of that. I know some people right now, you know, that sit here and complain all doggone day about how they broke and they ain't got no money and they this and they that. And the whole time they sitting there with $1,500 in their account. In their savings. Refrigerator fully stocked, bills paid up and everything. They got $0 in their checking account, but $1,500 in their savings. And they still sitting at home complaining. I'm broke as hell. I ain't got no money. You got $1,500 in your savings account. You just paid all your fucking bills. Your refrigerator is fully stocked. What are you complaining for? I hate people that sit here and complain. Talking about they broke with money in their account. I hate that shit. Excuse my language. But this is coming from a person that has really had to struggle majority of their life. I really had to struggle. I know what it's like to eat pork and beans and hot dogs because you ain't got nothing. I know what it's like to eat bread and drink water for dinner because you don't have nothing. And I'm talking about as a kid, you know. Back then, money was tight, you know, for your parents and stuff like that. So you had to eat bread for breakfast and noodles for dinner and drink water. It was times where you couldn't eat. And you had to go to bed with an empty stomach. I know what shit like that. I know what it's like to really struggle. And even when you become older and you finally become old enough to be out on your own, I still know what it's like to struggle. Still. So it's like a slap in the face when people that's not struggling pretends to struggle. And they still dislike their life. Because even though they got $1,500 in their savings account and everything is paid up and they got a fully stocked refrigerator, car note paid up and everything, vehicle maintenance on the vehicle is up to par. They're good, but they still complaining. You want to know why? Because they want to be like everybody else that's really got, money. And we talking, they want to be like real wealthy people. But you're blessed. You blessed. Take that $1,500 and go do something for yourself. And stop fucking complaining. Talking about you broke. Talking about you struggling, because you ain't struggling. I know what the struggle look like. And you better go out here and ask some real homeless people, because them the ones that's struggling. You better go out here and ask people that's got eviction notices on their door. And I ain't talking about because they prioritize everything wrong. I'm talking about because they're really struggling. Because they're making just enough to be able to only pay the cable bill, the light bill, and their phone bill. And they can't even afford to pay their rent. They can't even afford to pay their car note. They can't even afford to really put a lot of food in the fridge. They could probably afford to get some bread, some hot dogs, and a gallon of water. Them the people that's really struggling. You better go ask them and stop playing. Knowing your damn credit score, $700 plus, 650 plus. You still got you a nice ass car. Matter of fact, you got a damn Tesla. You working 2 jobs and you making a good amount of money. You're the one that decided to leave your home so you can have more money, so you can prioritize it incorrectly. And you proclaiming to be homeless on the internet. Stop playing. This ain't no damn game. And then as soon as you lose everything you got, then you gonna really be crying. I'm telling you, it's a slap in the face to people that actually had to experience the struggle, that's going through the struggle right now, or people that's really homeless and they need help out here. They can't even get help that they need. But you get all the options, all the love, all the help that you need while faking homelessness. Y'all really look at this stuff as entertainment. Sitting up here in the car talking about, come with me as I fix my bed up in my car so I can go to sleep tonight. You got you a whole mattress in the back seat, plenty of covers, heat working real good. You already got tint on your windows. It's very spacious in your car, so you ain't all bunched up. You got everything organized correctly. You was prepared to be homeless. You prepared yourself. And then you wake up in the morning, you drive to the gym, go take you a shower. Oh, by the way, you have a gym membership. You got a gym membership. So you ain't got to worry about where you going to go take you a shower at or how you going to wash your ass. You don't have to worry about that. People that's struggling, that's really homeless, they got to worry about stuff like that. You got you a gym membership and you able to keep up the payments on it. You ain't got to. It was times where when I was homeless, I had to sneak into the gym to take a shower. It was times where I had to get me a free day pass in order to get in the gym so I can take a shower. And I didn't even work out. I didn't even care about working out. I just wanted to wash my ass, man. I couldn't even call nobody and say, hey, can I come wash my ass? You want to know why? Because everybody told me no. They just They couldn't they was happy that I was going through that. They was happy. Guess what? Them same people that didn't help me, oh baby, they are already going through it right now. And if I was a fly on the wall to get a better glimpse on what the stuff that they going through, it would be crazy to me. Cause it's like when I was down and out, nobody wanted to help me. Motherfuckers looked down on me even more when I was out here messed up, knowing it wasn't my fault. Knowing it wasn't my fault. I didn't ask to be homeless. I was left out here like that. Left out here like that. So when people heard that I was homeless, it was a laughing matter to them. And they dared me to call their phone and ask them for help. And when I did, they just wanted to know all my business, acting like they was gonna tell me yes, and the whole time they turned around and told me no. And next thing you know, ain't heard from them no more. But you people that's acting like y'all homeless, you females, like I said, you got options, you got love, you got support. A person, you can call a person right now and they'll let you hold $100. And by the way, you wouldn't even have to pay them back. That's because evidently you're of this world. So you're going to get a lot of love from the world, a lot of options from the world. I'm not done with this topic. I got to go right now. But I'm going to pick this up tomorrow because I really want to go in full throttle about homelessness. And the other day I wanted to go live like 2 days ago, but I couldn't because my live stream wasn't working. And it's just a slap in the freaking face to people that's really out here struggling and experiencing homelessness. So the fact that you get to have 2.5 million views, and then now you got people steady following you on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube trying to catch up with your homeless story. And then you claim yourself to be a baddie. You're dating. You putting on makeup, putting on lashes. You trying to get cute while being homeless. You got multiple streams of income. You able to keep up all the bills and all the maintenance on your vehicle. You get this. You don't have restless nights. You get that go to sleep with a full stomach, and you get to go buy you clothes every day. You get to you know what I'm saying? You got you a gym membership, so you get to take you a shower. You can call a person up. You can ask to sleep on their couch because you don't feel like sleeping in your car. That's not homelessness. So stop lying and making the real homeless people look like shit. There's homeless people out here that really need help and assistance. I get it. It's definitely difficult out here. It's hard, like I said. But stop acting like you damn homeless and you not. It was an option for you. It's people out here that's homeless right now that it wasn't an option for them. They were kicked out on the streets with nowhere to go. They couldn't afford to pay their rent. They received eviction notices and stuff like that. So they definitely ain't had nowhere to go. And then you got shelters that wasn't even accepting them. They got to go to sleep at night hungry. Stop playing out here, for real. Because when y'all lose something behind these little homeless games that you playing, then you really going to be out here homeless for real. And you really going to be crying. And then to you people that's not homeless, and you living in your crib right now, and you got a roof over your head, and you able to afford to pay your bills and keep food in your fridge and make sure the maintenance is good on your car, stop lying to people talking about you struggling and you good. And you still you make sure your rent paid on time with no problem. You ain't never been behind on bills before, but you steady up here talking about you ain't got no money, but you got $1,600 in your savings account. Stop pretending to be in the struggle and you ain't got to. Stop pretending to be in the struggle and you ain't even got to. You good. There's people out here really struggling right now. I'm sick of it. But we're going to pick this topic up tomorrow. All right, I'm out.